Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. We are live inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Man, it's another beautiful day. It's a nice little fall, autumn day, football weather. And look, man, first of all, I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is healthy. I hope everyone, especially in Atlanta, I know people lost their power, all of that good stuff, but pray everybody is good, man, and safe from that storm. But like I stated, you have entered inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. And, man, I'm just glad to be here. Sports is kind of winding down again. You got football, that's football, but we're not heading to basketball like we thought we were, like we usually do around this time. Baseball finished like it's supposed to. That's cool. But, it's you got boxing. So bad you ain't even got bowling, but we got the PGA Tour still going on, so that's cool. But, yeah, man, I'm excited. And, of course, I am not doing this by myself. I got the guy behind the glass to do everything that you all don't see, and that's my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm here. I made it.
You made it.
There's an accident this morning. I might have gotten a ticket if the police were paying attention to me.
But they was paying attention to the accident?
Right. People don't realize they should do that. If you see a cop got somebody pulled over, don't slow down and look. Hey, you accelerate.
Right. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. One time I saw a cop pull somebody over, told the guy, stay still, and he left and pulled the next person right over. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll stay still, all right. It's cool. But yeah, man. But so it was an interesting week this week, and my guy D Intellectual, he will be in because of this tropical storm that happened, power's out and all of that. So, but he will be in. But it was an interesting week because you didn't see a lot of stuff, of course, happen in sports, but as we would talk about stuff that's going on in college football with the COVID issue and how it's affecting college football, then, of course, we definitely got to talk about what's going on in the NBA because it was some huge signings, for coaches, coaching staffs, upper management. So we got to get into that, man, because I think this is going to decide how well these teams do. And then we have a special guest in Mr. Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback. Warren Moon is going to come on and talk NFL football with us, man, and going to bless our show. Also, if y'all listening right now, I want y'all to participate in this, and I want you all to call in. We will have the number up, hopefully, and we'll let you all know the number that you can call in. But we're going to talk about the top 5 players that we would pay to see. We're just going to give our list. I mean, we're living in an era right now where, you got somebody like LeBron, somebody might say Russ. We grew up, for the most part, me, G, D, we all grew up in that era with, man, Jordan, Magic, Barry. Like, we grew up in a golden era in sports. But yet still, it might be some players that we hadn't seen. We too young. You know what I'm saying, to see. We weren't born when these guys were playing. That I would pay to see. But it might be some players that played when I was alive that I would pay to see. But we want y'all to have y'all list as well. We want y'all to call in and give y'all a top 5 list. And we'll let you know when that segment is coming up. And then, of course, man, we got the NFC West. The NFC West is the best division in football, of course. And it's possible that all 4 teams will make it to the playoffs. But do you actually think that will happen? Do you think they will beat each other up?
Well, they have to play each other, so it will be hard for it to be all 4. 3 is definitely possible, but I mean, they have to play each other, and then it really all depends on who the second place team is in some of these the other divisions. But I mean, it's not right now. It doesn't seem that crazy that they could all make it. Right. But like I said, we'll see about that. We're going to get into that, man. Then we got Ask a Doc with the injuries. Of course, if you're like into fantasy leagues, of course, you will get that knowledge of who you should start. Stay away from this person. This person might not be eligible to play, or how long will one of your players be out. So then we got quick hits, what's on our mind, stop it. So, hey, man, we got a great show lineup for you. Let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live, local in 1100 AM, WWWE The Real. Also, we're on Facebook Live, the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page. If y'all on there, what up? Then you can catch us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and then the app 1100 WWWE. All right, man, it's time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Once again, shout out to Sherm Beats for the sick beats. All right, so we got a little baseball here. The Detroit Tigers have named A.J. Hinch as a manager. Now, remember Hinch, he managed the Houston Astros from 2015, I think, to 2019, where he won the World Series in 2017 and an AL pennant in 2019. But, of course, y'all know he was fired for the Houston sign-stealing scandal, you know, when they was basically cheating. When he addressed the media and everybody when he got the job, he talked about that and said, you know, I have new players. I messed up. I was wrong. G, how do you think he would be received by the fans also, but then by his players? If he has the trust of his players, and if he has I think the fans will eventually have to come around. But if he has the trust of his players, then I think that's what matters the most. So if he gets that, he'll be fine. But
the funny thing is, you knew he was going to get picked up. You knew he was going to get picked up because just the simple fact that
we saw the end, right? See, look at the end of what what I wrote down.
Yeah, 30 minutes after. Right. So knew.
There were teams. I mean, maybe the Tigers were just like, well, he was their guy. That's the guy they wanted. But he was going to someone was going to hire him.
Right.
So I think that just because of what he has done, what he did in Houston in such a short time, they looked at that and saw, well, that's the guy we need managing our team.
Right.
So they looked at it that way simply and made the hire.
Moving on. So the Arizona Coyotes are renouncing the rights to draft pick Mitchell Miller after his history of assault and racism as a juvenile were spotlighted in a newspaper investigation. So Miller is an 18-year-old defenseman. He committed to play at the University of North Dakota next season. And he was selected in the 4th round by the Coyotes. So this guy's been, they researched the stuff. He's been bullying folks. He's been, especially little black kids, like taking advantage of them. For instance, it was a black classmate with developmental disabilities, and he used to assault and bully this guy. But thank God his newspaper investigation, it came up. G, if you when you look at this, they caught him, which is great. Do you think we're gonna start to see a trend with other players, other people who've done this come out now?
Well, if there's a history of it with particular players, I mean, that's why these teams in any sport, when they're drafting somebody, they got to do some kind of background check. They got private investigators and police officers to like look into this guy and see what he's doing.
And the internet never disappears.
Hold on, there we go.
And the internet never disappears.
Yeah, like I may have told this story on here before, but I remember Justin Blackmon, the former receiver.
For,
he had an alcohol problem.
Right.
And other teams were sent a private investigator to Oklahoma State, like, just go to this bar. They say he goes to this bar every day. This guy, the private investigator, went for like 2 weeks. Justin Blackmon was in there every single night getting hammered.
And look what it turned into.
Yep.
Like literally.
He's out of the league in less than 3 years.
Yeah. And had all the ability.
Right.
Yeah, he out the league. Not because of the investigators. He out the league because he out the league. Right, but
because of what he
because
was
of his
doing.
alcohol.
Yeah, what he was doing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, with this situation, though,
but you have to.
You got to stand right.
You got to look into the background of these guys to see who you're dealing with.
Because now he might not be that dude, or he might not be showing signs of those characteristics. But like you said, because now you're investigating, it's gonna come out, and that's what I'm hoping that happens.
And
the story is
shout
that
out to the Arizona Republic.
That there's no remorse. Yeah. That he apparently had no remorse. He hasn't formally apologized to that classmate.
Yeah. And shout out to the Arizona Republic for publishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, in what may be his final UFC appearance, Anderson Silva weighed in at 184 pounds going into his middleweight main event match versus Uriah Hall. The 45-year-old Silva held the 185-pound title from 2006 to 2013 and was widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world during much of that stretch. Here's my thing with all of this. I don't believe when they say they're going to retire, because UFC fighters... wait. UFC fighters are known for saying they're going to retire. They come back next year or the 6 months later and say I'm fighting again, and that's I don't believe that.
No, Anderson Silva should retire.
He should,
but he should retire.
But they always come back.
But Hamad, what's the name? Khabib just retired. That's the one that I would be more thinking that's going to be more of a comeback than Anderson Silva should go ahead and retire. I think he should retire when he broke his leg when he kicked Buddy.
Right.
Maybe he kicked Buddy and his leg broke. That's when he probably should have just gone ahead and called it one. But he might. He's 45 years old. You can't be out here getting punched on and stuff like that at 45 like that. But the one I would be thinking more of is Khabib. He's 29 years old. What, he 29 and a 29-0?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that. We don't believe none of them. Like I said, none of them. They all do that. So, I mean, but hey, we'll see though. Like you say, he's 45. Moving on, the Texas Rangers on Friday declined the $18 million contract option on right-hander Corey Kluber, who lasted just one inning in his only start before a shoulder injury ended his season. Kluber gets $1 million in buyout, and the club has said it is interested in re-signing him to less expensive deal. He threw 18 pitches in his only inning for the Rangers before leaving the game with the shoulder tightness. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not surprised at that. Forget that. That's cool. We talked about AJ Hinch. D just got here, so now I can talk about this. Tony La Russa. Like, can I get a stop it?
That was my stop it.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'll think of something.
Or you can do it again. He deserved 5. Like,
and it's for a number of reasons, right? Like, first off, he's 117 years old.
Right.
And those managers had a different mindset different than what the game is doing right now, right? Even bigger than that is his stance on Colin Kaepernick and what was going on. And then you got to player like Tim Anderson.
Right.
You got different players on his team who is with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what that's gonna do? I'm not talking about just his baseball mind. His baseball mind is impeccable. You can mark it down. He's one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Give him that. It's not just about baseball no more now.
Yeah, and I just think that's going to – we'll probably talk about that later on. That is crazy. And last but not least, Hall of Fame cornerback Herb Adderley has passed away at the age of 81. He was originally drafted as a halfback out of Michigan State and played 12 seasons, being a member of all 5 titles for the Green Bay Packers, who won under Vince Lombardi, of course. He was a 5-time Pro Bowl selection and a member of the NFL's 1960s All-Decade team. He also won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, so condolences to his family.
He won a lot.
Yeah, he won a lot. He definitely won a lot.
Half the time.
Right, yeah.
All right,
half the time he was just winning.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back to talk about all this crazy stuff going on in college football. How they going to fix this? We'll be right back.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. The Atlanta Falcons played their best game of the year as a team on Thursday with a 25-17 win over the Carolina Panthers. Wide receiver Calvin Ridley exited the game in the third quarter with a mid-sprain on his left foot. The Washington football team are on a bye this week after winning their second game of the season over the Dallas Cowboys, but there are rumors swirling around Washington that they're looking to trade quarterback Dwayne Haskins. The number 5 ranked Georgia Bulldogs, coming off a bye, and will face the Kentucky Wildcats on the road today. The 2-4 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have a tough matchup at home this Saturday as they face the number 4 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And the Georgia State Panthers are at home facing the number 20 ranked Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Make sure to follow 3-Point Conversion for all your sports news and updates and all of our social media outlets, and of course at the 3pointconversion.com.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3-Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. My guy, D Intellectual.
Yes.
Here. And the hot topic, man, is COVID-19 is shaking up college football. This is...
Man, we had talked about that. We had already discussed that.
We talked about it, but we didn't. Good Lord. You know...
COVID gonna do what it do.
You talk about being proved, you want to get proven right. We want to sound like we know what we're talking about, but I would have been cool if we'd have been wrong on this. This is not a good deal.
Yeah.
But if you've been under a rock or you just don't follow college football, COVID-19, man, is affecting it. So Big Ten, when is Pac-12 playing? Do they start next week?
They might want to think about it.
Right. Are they playing 3 games this season now? Man, when are they playing this week?
I have no idea. They might start after Thanksgiving. I have no clue.
Let me see, because I didn't see any Pac-12 games, or maybe I was looking at the wrong schedule.
I know they're starting soon.
Yep. So,
but everything's so spaced out.
We're still waiting for Pac-12. Big Ten started last week, which was some interesting games. We saw Justin Fields look good. Penn State, they should have won. They got cheated, but they should have beaten them. But who knows? Indiana might be better than what we think they are, I believe.
Yeah, they start next week.
Next week. But Big Ten is only playing 8 games.
Did you say Indiana may be better than what we thought they are?
Yeah, they might be better. Better than – if you watch the game, they might be better. Or it's still early. We don't know. But
Stop it.
Thank you.
I'm just – hey, they beat Penn State.
Come on, man. It's Indiana.
They beat Penn State. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what you say. They beat Penn State. That's what I'm saying. They played a lot better than what we normally think Indiana played.
We'll holler at the end of the season.
Yeah. And I'm not saying they're going – I'm not saying they're going to be great or they're going to be good. I'm just saying they might be better than what we – obviously they are. Look what y'all think. And they won. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm saying. But Wisconsin did their thing. But now all of a sudden, we talked about last week, they don't have any room if something happens. For error, whether it's COVID.
And he said they can't make it up. Ain't no making no games up.
Right.
They're not doing none of that. So, first, let's start with the big news. Trevor Lawrence tested positive, right? So he is out today versus Boston College.
And when it happens, they got to be out like 21 days. It's like it's something crazy too.
It depends on that's just Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's with the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That's the Big Ten rule.
Right.
Yeah, with the ACC, it's 10 days.
It's the regular 10 days. Yeah. So,
but he got it on what? It was like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, they doing special math, so he's not missing
that game.
He's not missing that game.
He's just missing to get today game just today.
Yeah.
He playing next week.
He's probably gonna play next week because
that's why they said, the news came out Thursday. They're like, he had the test on Wednesday.
Getting past the 10 days.
They do that math.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But if he tested Wednesday, they probably gonna say, well, he probably had it
2-3 days before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he still got to quarantine for 10 days.
And he gonna miss this game is whatever. They already expect to win about 30 points probably.
Yeah, but still, like you got this freshman playing DJ Ugalele. I think I'm saying that right. Ugalele.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna playing freshman.
Ooh.
They're gonna give the ball to Travis Etienne.
He's gonna probably have 40 carries.
He's gonna be used like Kamara. But
you also, it's not like, so let's not take nothing away from him, right? Like you don't go to Clemson and be a quarterback if you can't be a quarterback.
True,
right?
but still, I guess the fact that he is a freshman. Now the good thing is Dabo said that all year just because anything can happen.
People ready.
He's been getting reps,
ready.
half the reps. So that's cool. But still, and he's been playing because they've been blowing people out anyway. He's playing the second half. But my thing is, I mean, just let's not sleep on Boston College either. You don't know. So what if Boston College messes around and beat them? Like that would.
You think that's gonna happen?
Well,
it could.
Clemson is favored by 25. It probably dropped from 35.
Yeah, it dropped from 35 to 25. But I'm just saying, like, it's easy to say that because, we hadn't really seen Oog play a whole game. And
what if he come out and put up 400 yards with 3 touchdowns and no picks?
No, he can. But I'm saying, what if the bigger thing is what if he doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, this will affect.
So I think what we do is, like, especially in a situation with Trevor Lawrence, right? We know he's gonna be the number one pick. We don't think that his replacement is anything. Like I think he's gonna come out and play ball.
Well, it's not. But it's not about. I hear you, but it's not about even. I'm just talking the possibilities of this COVID situation. Yeah, we can say we think because we don't know. Like you probably hadn't seen him play. I hadn't really seen him play. He, like you said, he got picked up by Clemson. They signed him, so not signed him, but they recruited him, so he got to be good.
Yeah,
but still, it's just now all of a sudden, you got to play, and the offense. I can't see the offense being what it is with how it is with Clemson. We know that.
I want to see.
But I mean, I'm not saying that.
Right, not that he's
not
going to do. Yeah,
I'm just saying. But what if he does? Like, because This is how
you're
it's
backing
affecting.
up Trevor Lawrence. You're backing up the number one pick in the draft, regardless of what happens to him.
Right.
Like
So
he don't have to play no more. He the number one pick.
yeah,
Even with COVID, he's still the number one
good.
pick.
But that's a big loss, man. And then we see, all right. Well, let me ask you this: if they just say somehow, if he loses, you think he coming back to play?
Who, Trevor Lawrence or?
Yeah.
I mean,
Why?
Why?
You can't win no champion. You can't win a national championship now, right?
They still might be able. They might be able to get in. They might, but
Because the polls love him. They'll
but
say,
if-
he wasn't. He
Right.
didn't play.
there is a possibility that this is all a ploy for the Jets to not draft him.
you don't say that. Because I thought about that, but I'm like, I ain't gonna play with this.
Because like if COVID causes for some people, there have been reports that it causes
long term
brain fog, not only respiratory issues,
lung
issues,
scarring,
but it can affect the brain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if he makes it look like, oh, there's something wrong with me mentally, maybe
the Jets
were like, I don't know if you should draft him.
The Jets still gonna pick him.
They gonna pick him. So that's why I said I don't think that's it. I'm not
even if his brain, because it's a movie coming out where it say that the brain get messed up. It get the COVID-23. So all like it got bad and it messed with your brain and everything. The Jets' brain still messed up and they still gonna it don't.
Yeah, and it's possible that he may pull what John Elway and Eli Manning did.
I can see that.
That's
but I don't think you would play around with this and then knowing that, like you said, they're gonna let him play. But what if somehow he can't play next week?
Y'all see what he said?
You're
earlier.
not playing with that. And then he's been talking about
earlier this
COVID.
week what he said. Who knows what I'm gonna do?
Right.
Didn't he say that earlier this week? I might come. Hey, that was to the Jets. Hey,
I mean, he already said this is last year, but he's graduating in December. So,
but I'm just saying, if they lose, would he come back to Clemson? Like, is it a reason? If they feel like they're not gonna make it, is it a reason to come back and play?
Is it anything that he should? Because he can't play for the national championship. So
No.
You're saying what's his reason for playing?
Right.
Because he's the number one pick regardless.
Yeah, he's the number one pick regardless. Let's not mess that up. But then, besides that, Wisconsin. And it was horrible because
we literally just talked about the Big Ten.
Yeah, and Graham Mertz, the starting quarterback for the Wisconsin Badgers, got the COVID. And as Dee pointed out earlier, in the Big Ten, if you have COVID, you out 21 days, right? You got to be out. Tested positive twice, out 21 days. But then his backup Chase Wolf also tested positive. So it was like, uh-oh. So he
they're
out
at the
21
same party.
days.
They definitely was.
Was it a party?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I'm sure.
No, I don't even think it was that. Like, it was just he practicing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not that, because then 12 other players and staff members from Wisconsin
They might
got
all been
it.
at the same party.
So
It probably was. Yeah.
And then went to practice.
so now they're saying
Together,
that
holding hands.
I don't think I can't see the. I hope the staff members not.
Do you know?
No, the staff members weren't at the party. The players were, and
Oh,
then
you
they
saying
went to practice.
Right. Well, regardless of what happened,
How old is the staff members?
I don't know. Regardless of them, they got it. So, but I'm saying they got it, and then now they have to cancel the game against Nebraska.
What does that do long term?
That's what I'm. Yeah. What does it do long term?
Well, they can't make the game up.
No, they can't. It's
And that
It's
was
canceled.
established at the beginning
right.
that it would be a no contest if any game has to be if there's something wrong to where the team can't play, it's a no contest, canceled. We can't make it up. So this, as far as their college football playoff chances, it would hurt them significantly.
Because they're ranked what nine now? 9 or 7? What are they ranked?
Wisconsin?
Yeah, they're up there.
But while you look that up, what's even messed up is the
Yeah,
fact
they're
that
number 9.
They're 9. So, and they only played one game.
But hold on. But what's messed up is, they play.
Ohio State number 3.
Yeah, they play one game. They only play.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Right.
like, geez.
But look, here's the thing though, the fact that Nebraska, I mean, it wasn't like they were going to the playoffs or anything, but still, they've been affected. But now, let's move on from Wisconsin. Let's say, God forbid, but let's say if one of these other big teams get it now. Let's say if a team that Ohio State is playing, Ohio State don't have it, but if they're playing a Minnesota or whoever they're playing, now that game is canceled because it broke out in Minnesota. They can't play. How will that affect them? Because now, I mean, hey, they only played 6 games. What, can we really say that they're this top team? Or I just don't know how they're going to plan for this.
COVID. Like.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how they, will this force the committee to make a change? What will it force them to say? You know what? We usually have. It's usually 2 weeks before the bowl games. Like last game is usually Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving.
And then it starts on Christmas, right after Christmas. Or
no, it starts 2 weeks before Christmas.
I think this time they're starting the week before. There's a story about all the bowl games that are coming out that they're going to start. Yeah, December 19th is when they start.
So,
and then the national championship is January 11th.
So do you think that they're gonna they might make a change and say, you know what? We gonna allow that week. It was 2 weeks before. We're gonna allow this for the Big Ten or even Pac. Even the Pac-12.
Who's allowing that?
I think it is. The
committee.
What it is.
No, the committee has no control over that. It's up to that
the
conference.
Big Ten.
The conference came.
That's what I'm talking about.
Parameters.
Big Ten, conference.
I feel like they set.
They're
I think they set their records already. If we can't get played, it's not going to be played.
Yeah, they're not.
It is.
Yeah,
what it
the
is.
conference isn't going to change anything.
See, I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because now they're losing a lot of money, and of course they put the parameters in place, but I don't think they thought it was going to happen this soon. And like I said, God forbid, but what if it just continues to happen?
I see where you're coming from, because with baseball, you saw the outbreaks early in the season.
It made they almost stopped it. They almost quit the season.
No, I don't think that would ever enter their mind. We're going to get these 60 games.
Right? Yeah, that's what they did.
So there has to be somebody within the Big Ten conference who's like, we getting these 8 games.
You're right, G. They was like, I don't care. Like,
and that's what
we playing these 60 games.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to. I could see them saying, "Look, we got to get this."
But what that's going to do is going to give, if it's just this team, right? Let's say there's no more breakouts, so they're going to extend it just 1 week just for that.
No. I don't know. I'm saying if it starts happening, right?
Yeah, probably at that point. If you see more teams, and then let's say it starts being 2, 3, 4 games, like Wisconsin can't not play for 2 weeks.
Look, I'm gonna be real. They are children. We all know they children, but I feel like they were thinking in their minds, all right, I mean, I hate to be like this, bogus like this, but Indiana might get it, or Michigan State. But when you seeing teams like, what if Michigan, Wisconsin, teams that are affecting.
I still don't know.
Michigan State lost to somebody, so they're out.
Right.
And
that's what I'm saying.
The only team for the Big Ten allowed is
Wisconsin.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
They're the only team allowed to get in.
Well, Michigan,
and they got to go undefeated.
Michigan can get in, but you got to beat.
They could, but they got to
beat Ohio State, right?
And then when does that happen?
But I'm saying, if Ohio State is affected, Michigan, these are the teams that make the most money in the Big Ten. I think they'd be forced to be like, you know what, we got to reconvene. And
so what you saying? If something happened to Ohio State and they miss a game, they're gonna be like, hey, we got to let them make.
If Ohio State, if it happened to Ohio State,
but then they got to let everyone else make their
but
game.
I think they'll take that extra week. That's what I'm saying. That extra week for all the teams.
It's got to be Ohio State then. In that case,
but Ohio State
or
being
2 more teams.
But Ohio State being Ohio State, if they miss the game because of COVID, they still gonna get voted into the playoff championship.
But that's the talk. Everybody they talking like.
I think that they will. It depends on who the game is that they miss. If it's against Illinois, you think you're gonna not put them in because they didn't play Illinois because of COVID? No, right? You're gonna put them in.
If it's the other team that has an outbreak,
that's what I'm saying. But
I mean, if it's the other team that has an outbreak, then I don't think that would hurt Ohio State.
But if
it happens to Ohio State,
that
the Big Ten might make it. I wouldn't be surprised either. I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if they made an exception for them.
They gonna figure it out.
If Justin Fields gets corona,
this is
they're gonna find a way.
Overall, this is too much.
All right.
It's still too much to even figure out.
We gotta take a break, man. We gotta take a break, but we be back. Got some NBA talk coming up.
Or just 6. The Stack here at Real 1100 AM would like to encourage you to social distance yourselves. While you may feel disconnected, you can always connect with us at real1100.com. So remain at a safe distance. Call, text, or email a friend and tell them to join you at real1100.com.
Hey, what's up? This is Aaron Gordon, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And NBA, even though they're not playing the season, or the season's not going to start until, I don't even think it's going to start in December now with everything that's going on with the spikes and everything with the coronavirus, but still moves being made. And we saw first last week, it was last week when Nash brought in Amari Stoudemire. I mean, you can say big deal. I don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We never seen Amari. But, hey, maybe Steve Nash is saying we're going to do what we did in Phoenix and have him come and help. Who knows? I mean, that's what we were thinking. But then they made a big splash by bringing in Mike D'Antoni and how you pronounce his name, G? Ime
Udoka.
Ime Udoka. And, hey, now all of a sudden, this team, the coaching staff looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's real good.
I mean, well, the style of play that they want to play is apparent. And that might, we'll see if that's a fit for someone like Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Is it going to be D'Antoni and Nash with the Suns, or is it going to be how D'Antoni coached the Rockets? Because those are, if people may not realize this, but it's two different styles. And with the Suns, it was getting a shot up in 7 seconds or less. There were a lot of threes that were shot, but you could play small and play fast. With the Rockets, it was a lot of isolation, but still shooting a lot of threes. You play small and play fast.
And all threes. You almost get in trouble if you
shoot a mid range, you get taken out.
Right. But remember, now that's keep in mind when D'Antoni first got there, he was doing that Phoenix system where Harden had the ball.
Yeah.
Harden controlled everything. That's when Harden had his best season, probably, in my opinion, when he had over 11 assists and 27 points a game.
It's probably like 30.
No, it was 27. I was like 27, but he was more control, getting assists and getting everybody involved. And that's when what's the big man that's here now in Atlanta?
Clint
Capella. He was looking good and
Edwards.
Yeah,
all you got to do is set a pick and roll.
Well, pick and roll all day, ISO and then pick and roll.
Right. I like it because what a lot of young coaches, new coaches do, especially when they in the first years, they surround themselves with great, assistant coaches and build a team out.
And Steve Kerr did the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did. That coaching staff was crazy.
Doc Rivers did it when he came to Boston.
But so
yeah.
What former coach is he
wanna,
at?
I don't.
What former coach is Doc?
Well,
I'm sorry.
He brought in. They brought in guys who you knew what their specialty was.
Thibodeau,
Like he had
Thibodeau
on
being
his staff.
defensive, like that, and that's what you're supposed to do.
And Steve Kerr brought in.
Steve
Mike
Kerr
Brown.
brought Mike Brown.
Anthony,
he had
Adams. He had
Gentry, Alvin
Gentry,
Adams,
Gentry.
Ron Adams.
Yeah, Ron Adams. That's what I was. Yeah,
right. So
like I don't. So
and it's worked out each time.
I like D'Antoni, but I don't like all the people we just talked about, right? Not to say that they were head coaches and they won somewhere, but I don't feel like D'Antoni is a winner for me, right? Like,
well, here's the thing: the thing that hurt D'Antoni, and it's hurt him his entire career, is that what you do works, but when teams catch up to it in the playoffs, how do you counter? How do you adjust? He doesn't do that. Never adjust.
And
he's going to do the same thing.
That's what does it.
He is the
for
definition of insanity.
Yeah, that's what does it for me. Like, you can get to the second round, but when you get to the second round, you're probably going to run up against this team that's not going to let you do what you want to do, and how you going to adjust? And he doesn't.
Well, the good thing is he's not the coach.
So in this case, it can work. It can. You don't worry about the winning, like he's not a winner.
All
part
you need to focus on what he gonna do.
We're going to use some of your philosophies on offense, but we need somebody. I don't know if Udoka is that defensive coach specialist, but he's that guy that can be in Nash's ear at least about making adjustments.
So the Udoka hire for me, that I question that so hard because he's head coach material, right? So what is he leaving the Spurs for? He's leaving the Spurs
Sixers.
He's leaving the Sixers to become what?
He left the Spurs to join Brett Brown's staff.
And he was like the associate head coach or somewhere there, right? And now he's going to the Nets as what? An assistant, not even an assistant.
But think about it.
Isn't he coming down something?
No. Because I know you're not. Because I see what you're saying, right? You would think that, but think about it.
Because he was on head coach radars this year, right?
But listen, think about it. We talk about the Boston Celtics. You see what happened to all those assistant coaches. They got jobs.
And the Clippers.
They were on a great team.
And Doc Clippers, everybody got hired up somewhere too.
But then, with Phoenix, like all of them got jobs. Gentry, except for Mike Brown, but Gentry.
Go to the Nets and win. Go to the Nets and win and help them win. Then you'll.
Even, what's the... Throw it down, big man. What is his last name? I can't think of. Throw it down, big man. Throw it down.
Bill Walton.
Bill Walton. His son got a job from there. So I'm saying, when you're on great teams, you're assistant coaches. Usually, you get a job. That's what happened to Pop's assistant coaches.
I mean, no, you're right, but he's already there. He was already in the discussions of being.
This is probably going to elevate him.
Yeah, like he was. The Bulls was looking at him. These you know what I mean?
But he wasn't on a winning. I'm just saying, when you on a winning team, now it happens. We seen it. It's the perfect move for him to get on this team with these stars, and they might win. They win now. I
guess because of the hoopla that's going to be with the Nets, right? All of the hoopla and the media and all of that.
Because they're winning, right? But with he being with Nets and they're not winning, it's kind of like, all right, bro.
I mean, he was with Philly. They wasn't
Philly.
They wasn't winning the championship, but they was winning 50 games. Yeah, and before that, he was with the Spurs.
But they weren't going. I think with the Spurs, he was starting to get his look. But with Philly, they were there, but because you're not getting over the top. All right, is that? Yeah,
I'm not sure he should have left the Spurs for Philly.
Right. But I think this will help him out tremendously. And then real quickly, Houston Rockets, they choose former Dallas Mavericks assistant coach Stephen Silas to come in as head coach. Do you like that move? I mean, I don't really know a lot about the brother. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully he does well. I feel like he getting set up for he got good players, got a few good players, but they have no big man. And I think that's the part where it's like.
First off, it's not even just that. Do they have a GM?
No.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? He don't even know how to play what the players are going to be
good,
and what's going to happen.
Now he might be in that process. He might be involved in that process too.
First off, give him props for getting a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His father said that he told him he was going to get it and he got it. He came up in the game. We got to know that, right? He came up in the game because of who his father was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he wins. Maybe he does something.
I just hate that he has no. But hopefully, the GM that comes in is good.
Don't give him a year and then he didn't do it. Like don't. You got to give him a couple years.
That usually don't happen in NBA unless you just did something like Mike Brown. I can see because the players didn't like him. It didn't work out. You had all this talent and you didn't
throw Mike Brown out there.
That was you had all that talent and they did nothing. Oh, you got to go, dog. But all right, here's the thing, real quick. Daryl Morey. You think that works out? Just quickly, just yes, no.
It depends on what mindset he going in with. If he gonna go with the same mindset, small ball that he was doing in Houston, like
that can go. That happen.
That's what I'm
saying.
He's
not the GM, so
he over basketball operations though. That's everything.
No, true,
that's
but
bigger than the GM.
True, but still, it's like he gonna probably put somebody in place too, unless he make himself the GM. And I don't think that's gonna. I don't think Doc wouldn't allow that to say I'm not coming if y'all getting somebody who's gonna.
Well, Doc was there already before, so
my point. So I'm saying Doc there. I'm saying he would be like, no, this has got to work. He had to sign.
They probably had good talks in there.
Yeah, he had to sign off on it.
So Embiid and Simmons, that's one of the biggest things that's gonna be figured out this year.
Yeah, that's why I want to see what he does. But he brings talent. We know that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Hey man, if y'all listening, man, y'all might want to listen up because I want y'all to participate in this quickly. We're gonna talk about the 5 players that we would pay to see. Don't go anywhere.
If you love it, your favorite music, news, talk, sports, and you want to hear it, it's in the palm of your hand. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
This is the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, again, if you're listening, you want to dial in 404-603-8770. You want to know what players, any era, any sport, it could be college, it could the year they played in college, whatever, but who you would want to see play. I want to know. Call in and give us that, and just you don't have to explain. This is why. Just give us these are the 5 or whatever. But I'll start off with my 5. So, and of course, I would love to see Jordan, but the fact that I've seen Jordan play. I would pay to see him, of course, but I'm not going to put him in this because I've seen him play. So these are the 5 players that I would pay to see. Muhammad Ali, or athletes, whatever. But Muhammad Ali, I would pay my hard-earned money to go watch him fight, definitely. Barry Sanders, of course. I got to watch him. I never went to see him play, but I would definitely pay to watch him play. We know that. Earl the Pearl. When I watched him play, when I watched the highlights, this is how he was just graceful and the way he just a dude can hoop. Like, I would pay to watch him play. Magic Johnson. I think you can't. That's must-see TV. Magic Johnson running down the court about. You're gonna run fast breaks. 15 times a game at least. So you want to see the no-look passes and all of that. And Willie Mays. If I got a chance to see Willie Mays, it would be great. So those are my 5: Muhammad Ali, Barry Sanders, Earl the Pearl, Willie Mays, and Magic Johnson.
So I know you said what you said about Mike. I'm still gonna pay the same.
I mean, that's a given, but yeah. Go ahead.
Bo Jackson, because of what he did on both fields. You know what I mean? He was just so dominant with it, even though it was such a small window. I definitely gotta agree with you as far as Muhammad Ali. You think Mike Tyson, but if you think with Mike Tyson, you're like, we probably only gonna be there for 10 minutes. Right? Like, how long is the fight really gonna be? Right. You know what I mean? Do I really want to pay all this money for a 17-minute fight? Allen Iverson. That's 3 right there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
LeBron James.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he's worth it.
Right.
He
is.
He worth it.
I've seen him play, but if I hadn't, I would have. Yeah. G, who you have?
All right. The way I made this list, because you didn't get too specific with the criteria, as far as like all these details, but just the way that I approached this was, I was looking at athlete at a certain moment in time, right?
Right.
So, and one thing that I kept coming back to is how crowds reacted, how people reacted in these certain moments or to these certain athletes. I picked Mike Tyson right when he's in the middle of his championship run. I think around 1988, he was the scariest man on the planet.
Yeah.
Or as a lot of people say, the baddest man on the planet. Just to see that he was still, I mean, yeah, the fight might have been.
You can't go
before
to the
you finish the bag.
You can't go to the bathroom.
Before you pop a bag of popcorn, the fight might be over. But still, the anticipation, just him walking in. Did he play any music, or he rarely did? Just walked in,
came out
had
with
the towel,
yeah,
black shorts, black shoes, black socks, like stone look, cold look on his face. Yeah. Like it was an aura that people reacted to, and you knew like he's not messing around. Barry Bonds in 2001. That's when he hit 73 home runs. That was such a crazy season. And just the anticipation of him coming up to hit. And even if you knew, okay, they're going to walk him, the base is loaded, they still going to walk him. Just like him having that kind of hold, that kind of power over another team to where they're that scared of him. I want to see that up close.
You're going to walk him while the base is loaded.
Yeah. Tiger Woods, when he won the 4 straight majors, that was
dominance.
That you don't see dominance in golf. I mean, Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer won a lot. There's some great moments, but you never see dominance in golf like that. That's insane. And I would say also, I've seen Jordan play, so I went by like if I seen them play live, I'd want to discount them, but I would want to be in Barcelona for the 92 Dream Team.
That practice.
The practices, yes. Yeah. Especially the practices. And lastly, before Jordan became this global icon, it was Dr. J. I would want to see him play, and just to see how people connected to him, especially playing in the ABA. And he was like this legend that no one saw a lot. Then when he came to the NBA, it made sense to everyone.
So I'm in the chat room looking. Y'all can call in 404-870. I'm sorry, 404-603-8770. We got a caller. Go ahead. What's your 5?
Hey, what's going on, family? It's LA.
What up, LA?
What up, bro?
Who's your 5?
Hey. So my 5 was this. And I kind of went back to, like, my heroes. Like, first of all, I'd love to see Jesse Owens run in person. Like, I think that would be, like, amazing.
That was one I was gonna pick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to see Wilt play. Like for them to say that he was so dominant and the 100-point game and stuff like that. Like I definitely would love to see that because we don't have it on any kind of historical record except for the picture, right? Another one too, and I was watching this the other night. I would say just seeing highlights of wrestling again. Like I mean, like wrestling was like at its peak back in the 90s and stuff like that with Undertaker and everybody that came in when it came to that. So definitely seeing because y'all talked about the crowd reaction, like how G said, the crowd reaction. Man, wrestling would get you out of your seat for real. So definitely got to give a shout out to the Undertaker, and then definitely just because he's gone now, and I know y'all, we was all there, what I'm saying, when we heard about the Kobe Bryant news and stuff like that, man. But I would definitely pay to see him play again.
All right, appreciate that, LA. And again, like I said, real quickly, if y'all want, just come in. Give y'all 5, and then we'll go. We have another caller. I think we got another caller.
3 Point family. This is Rick Kane. What's good?
What up, Rick? What is your 5, man?
Hey, man. I did mine kind of like Greg did his. I want to see AI in Game 1 in the championship against the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Bo Jackson running against Seattle Seahawks when he ran straight through.
Through Bosworth.
Changed his whole career. Changed his career.
Yeah. I want to see Muhammad Ali, the Thriller Manila.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to see Deion Sanders when he hit the pick 6 on us in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see Tiger Woods at the Masters when he hit that shot.
Yep. Yeah. See, and then again, people, it's so, and like I said, G said I ain't give criteria, and that's cool, and I'm with that. I'm not just, and that's cool. But so if let's say if you're paying and you don't know what's going to happen, that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't.
But I like how they pick.
I feel like
how it was moments.
I would say
moments.
Right, because I guess when I'm picking these players, I'm picking players based on what I've seen, and it's like, I want to see them, see if they'll do it again. Like, because you got a lot of players that had great moments that I can pay for, and again, I'm not just crediting no one's picks, but I'm saying, just think, if you knew that a game was going to be played, of course you've seen what they've done, but who would you pay to see your money? Because again, we've seen some great moments happen, but I probably wouldn't pay for that player to go watch him. Like, all right, I'm going to anticipate he's going to do it again. But it's only a few select that I'm going to tell y'all who else I would pay to play. Believe it or not, Johnny Unitas. I don't know why. He's just that quarterback I would pay to see. I just feel like if he played in today's game, I think he's the reason why. Joe Namath was like that, but you look at quarterbacks, that's top tier right there.
We know about. He invented the 2-minute drill.
Right.
Yeah. So imagine
he was
imagine
the first
what he'd do
prototypical
with
quarterback.
So imagine him in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah. Like to see it happen.
Yeah. And another person, now I didn't say him because I've seen him play, but if I didn't see him play, I would pay to go see Vic. I would pay to go see Vic. Nothing like Vic.
Like you said, so I saw Mike play. But I still would pay.
Yeah, I would pay to go see him, of course. Right.
You know what I mean? Like regardless. And again, I'm paying to see LeBron.
You paying to see? Yeah.
He worth it.
I just remember another player, and not because he's from Chicago, but I thought about Walter Payton too. Was one of the players that I think he would be up there.
Make sure Dick is gonna give him the ball.
But let me tell you, you know who else? Believe it or not, because we talking about great players, right? And who you would pay. But you know a player that's not great, but I've seen him play. I paid for him to go watch him play. but it was a treat. Believe it or not, Jason Williams, white chocolate.
So Barry was going to be another one of mine, but it wasn't going to be just that year, right? It's Barry overall.
And that's what I'm saying.
Barry overall.
Just to watch him. But I feel what you're saying. That year
was
he had
ridiculous.
a year. I'm going to go.
That year was ridiculous.
In 94, or the year he got 2000, like,
it was ridiculous.
Whatever game, if I was back then, I would pay for it.
Like G said, how you walking somebody with the bases loaded? Like, dude, don't nobody do that.
Right.
They'd rather walk you as opposed to you either way, hitting the home run. And he was batting, 379 that year? It was ridiculous. Like, there was no way we'd get him out.
All right, man. Well, good segment. There was some good stuff on in the chat room that they were saying. Good stuff, yeah. But all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the Stop It segment. Keep it locked.
No mercy.
I'm IT, a.k.a. Ike Taylor, a.k.a. Swag, a.k.a. One of a Kind, a.k.a. I don't shoot twos, I shoot threes on the 3-point conversion radio.
Tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I want to thank everybody who's listening right now and watching right now and who's supporting us, man. We thank you for doing that. We appreciate it.
Thanks for commenting, man.
And thanks for commenting.
A lot of y'all came through with that 5.
All of that. Yeah, we appreciate all of that. And we just want to thank everybody who's been doing that and supporting us. But not only that, we ask you to support the 3-Point Conversion media sports company in itself. Just support everything, all of that, and the show, the reports, the 3pointconversion.com, all of that. We definitely appreciate that. And look, I always talk about it, and y'all just don't know how much it means to us. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah.
All right. D, it's on you. What you got?
So this Stop It is going to the media, and it's just overall, right? Because the other day, AD said something about, they asked him about his shoes. He was like, it's good to wear a GOAT shoe, and he talked about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's what he was talking about, those two. So you want to know what the comments was following that? Is that he didn't think LeBron was a GOAT or one of the greatest or whatever the case may be. It literally had nothing to do with LeBron.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's what my Stop It is about. Like, it everything don't have to always be that. Like, geez. Like he was talking about, he said it feels good to represent Kobe coming from Chicago, and I represent two of the GOATs.
Yeah, that's it.
Stop it.
All right, my stop it goes to the Rhode Island team and football coach. So I don't see a name, but Rhode Island football coach, you know what it is? Oh, the coach was fired because he put a 19-year-old man into a 13 and 14-year-old youth league.
Stop it.
What? Wait, what?
So he got this. I should have said G the picture. He got this 19-year-old. So he's coaching a 13 and 14 youth league team, and he put a 19-year-old man. We're gonna call him a man because he's 19.
He a whole man.
And put him in to play and got caught. So now.
It's like that. You remember that movie, The Benchwarmers?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That he has like, hey, I want to see your ID, and he just has a piece of paper that says I am 13.
He has a beard. Anytime you got a ponytail because you got long hair, a ponytail and a beard, come on, man, that's crazy.
Oh wow, it's true though. It's real too.
All right, G.
All right, mine real quick goes to Kansas City Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones. It's kind of weird when like players are asked about their opponent they're about to play, and some they're like super nice every single time, no matter what that other team's record is. I hear Nick Saban do it all the time. They're playing Walmart State. He's like, oh, Walmart State's a very good football team.
They run the ball
well. They have an excellent offensive line. Chris Jones was asked about the Jets, and he's like, yeah, they're a very good football team. People just don't notice that because they haven't won a game. I'd rather just not say anything at all, bro.
You remember what your mama said? If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
You don't have to do that, Chris.
Right.
Stop it.
Hey,
he say they're a real good football team, but people don't recognize it because they ain't won a game.
Right. All right, we're gonna take a quick
Guess
break.
That makes them a good football team.
I know, right? We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back to talk some NFL football. Keep it locked.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. This station and the Beasley Best community of caring want to protect your family. Get everyday prevention tips at cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Hey, this is Jeff Garcia, former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, and you're listening to my guys on the 3-point conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Hey, before we get started, I was giving, I was thanking everybody who's listening and everything. Definitely want to give a special shout out to this young man who's listening to the show for the first time. He's actually getting his hair cut right now. What up, Jamari? You probably don't see us. You're probably watching this, but he's like, what? But Jamari, we appreciate you, man, for watching, man. Thanks for listening, man. Congrats on your baby, Kamani. And I know she's 3 months, man, so keep it up. All blessings. Thank you. And this next segment is brought to you by James Perry Trademark Law. If you need anything trademarked or copywritten, please call 844-737-7986. Again, that's 844-PERRY TM, PERRYTM. And it's the NFL segment we call NFL Huddle. And we have a special guest on the line, a Hall of Famer. This man knows football, knows quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it. None other than Mr. Warren Moon. How you doing, Mr. Moon?
Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Can't complain.
We're great. We are great. Now, we got to get straight to it. New England Patriots they start up hot. They look good, and then all of a sudden, after Cam unfortunately had COVID and he had to sit out a game. Was it 2 games? I think he sat out 1 game. Okay. 1 game. But when he came back, they looked flat. Then he played another game. The last game, they really looked flat. The whole team didn't look well. He didn't throw well. What is going on with the New England Patriots and Cam, and is this fixable?
I'm not sure because they don't have a lot of talent on that football team right now. You gotta remember there were 8 guys that opted out this year. Most of their defensive talent opted out that stayed, and then they lost a bunch of guys to free agency to other teams. So that defense was kind of depleted, which was a top 5 defense last year. And then you lose, arguably the GOAT, Tom Brady, from your offense, a guy that's been there for 20 years and knew that offense inside and out. So they bring Cam in, and he hasn't played in, almost 2 years. And then all of a sudden he gets COVID after a pretty good start, and he didn't get to practice for, I think, another 11 days. So it's just been a lot of different changes in that football team, and that's one of the reasons why they're struggling so much. And especially when you're a creature of habit like football players are, and you're not able to go out there and practice every day to get ready for a game, it makes it very tough to get into a rhythm. And they're just not very talented on the offensive side of the ball. There's no speed on the outside. Edelman is probably their only reliable receiver, and he drops a lot of passes. He led the league in drop passes last year. So just not a whole lot of talent on that offensive side for Cam to work with. And I really don't think Cam is all the way back from the COVID, just the way he looks. He just doesn't look like he's himself. He looks kind of sluggish. He looks kind of slow, almost a step slow than what he normally looks, especially in the first couple of games. So hopefully he'll bounce back and play better. He's going to have to play better for this team to do well because there's just not a whole lot there.
Overall, with COVID, that's what it is, right? Like, we don't know the long-term effects. We don't, like we saw with Kendrick Nunn, right? Like, he played great all year, first team all rookie. Then he catch COVID, and then in the bubble, he looks like horrible.
Yeah, we just don't know how it affects, and it affects everybody differently. There's some people that don't have very many effects from it. There's some people that go in the hospital. There are 230,000 people that have passed away from it. So we just don't know how it's going to affect everybody.
Absolutely. Now, the Miami Dolphins are 3-3, and they're on the road, and they decided to go ahead and make a QB change and insert Tua. Although Fitzpatrick was hot, do you feel they made the right choice?
I think so, and I think it's only because they've watched him in practice, Tua, every day since he's been there, and they see how he's performing in practice. There's no question Fitzpatrick was having a really good season. But I think he knew all along that he was going to be replaced at some point during the year. He probably thought it was going to happen maybe after he had a bad game or two, then they would make the change. But I think the Dolphins wanted to make that change at their bye week, so it gives Tua some extra time to prepare for his first opponent. And I think the team is playing well. So this is the time you usually want to make a coaching change or you want to make a quarterback change. It's usually at your bye week, whether you're playing good or bad. They're making that change now because they've looked at him every day and they think he's ready to go. So hopefully that's the case.
I want to ask another question. Do you think they made that decision based on what Justin Herbert is doing in L.A.? The fact that he came in and this is a guy that everybody said he was going to be pretty good, but Tua was supposed to be better than him, and the way Justin is just flourishing, do you think that had some impact on his decision?
I'm really not sure. Herbert's only playing because their quarterback got hurt. Their starting quarterback got hurt the first week, so he had to go in there and play, or the second week, excuse me. So he had to go in there and play, but that's not the case in Miami where Fitzpatrick isn't injured. He's just being replaced. So I don't know if the way Herbert is playing has anything to do with it, but the circumstances are totally different. One, he had to play because he's the backup for Tyrod Taylor, who was their starter, and then Fitzpatrick, who was playing decent football, just got replaced because they knew they were going to make that replacement at some point during this season anyway.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I feel like they knew it was coming, and he knew he was on borrowed time, but I think he felt like he had the whole year.
Well, I think he thought he had until he played a couple of bad games,
Right.
and then they would make the change. Because, he can go through a period where he looks great, and then all of a sudden he can go through 4 or 5 games where he's throwing, a lot of picks. And
6 picks and 1 touchdown.
Right. And that's why I wondered that, just because usually that's what we all thought. Fitzpatrick have to have a bad game, but he's been playing good. And Dolphins like, all right,
almost great.
Yeah, like, all right, we need to bring 2 in. But then just watching, even though he was inserted, Herbert was inserted because the fact that Tyrod got hurt. But still, I'm saying the fact that he was he's playing well and he looks good. So it's like we got this talent we have this talent on the bench here in Miami. We need to get him in. Yeah. Maybe this might be the case.
I think they like figuring we got to see what we got.
Right. That's what I was saying.
We can't sit back and we got to see what we got,
and
it's going to be what it's going to be, and he out here.
Right.
Well, I think everybody handles it different. You look at Patrick Mahomes. His first year, he didn't play until the last game of his first year, and they saw what he was doing in practice every day, so they knew they had somebody special. But they also had Alex Smith there, and he was playing pretty decent. They went to the playoffs. So everybody makes those decisions based off of different reasons. And I think, like I said, the reason with Tua is they were going to make that change this year. And I think they thought at the beginning of the season, we'll do it at the bye week, regardless of what our record was or how well Fitzpatrick is playing. We're going to make the change then.
All right, now. There's a lot of teams that are good right now. You mentioned Mahomes, but KC, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Green Bay, just a lot of teams. Who, or should I say, what team do you feel like is the best right now at this point?
Man, I really like the way Pittsburgh is playing, to tell you the truth, and not just because they're undefeated. I mean, if you have a top-rated defense like they do, if you have a decent running game like they do with Connor, and then you've got Big Ben playing lights-out football right now, who's a guy that's been there. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, many playoff games. So this is a team that's really playing well, and they got a big test this week against Baltimore, so we'll really see what they are. But, they had a good test last week against Tennessee, and they won that game before it could go to overtime because of a missed kick. They really jumped out to a big lead, but kind of got caught. But they ended up winning the football game. So they're going to have another big test this week against Baltimore, and that'll really tell me a lot about the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend when they play Baltimore, because I think Baltimore is one of the top 5 teams in the league as well.
Yeah, I definitely got to agree with that. Now, the Buccaneers have been on a roll the last few games. Now that they signed Antonio Brown, do you think the risk is bigger than the reward, or vice versa?
We're gonna find that out pretty quickly, but I'm hoping, and I think that Antonio has learned his lessons, in his last couple of stops, that this might be his last opportunity to play any more football, and he's going to be on his best behavior. And from what I understand, he's in tremendous shape, and what kind of receiver he is. The only thing I question is right now they have a very good chemistry going in Tampa, and you don't want to interrupt that chemistry by bringing somebody else in. So that's the only thing that worries me a little bit. But they have had a lot of injuries at their wide receiver position. Mike Evans has been in and out of the lineup. Chris Godfrey's not playing this week because he has an injured foot. So it might be a good time for Antonio to be coming in, only because they've had so many injuries at that position. But there is a good chemistry building there in Tampa Bay, and you don't want to do anything to disrupt that.
Yeah, I also felt like the only teams that could have signed him right now, and he would be on a narrow path, is Tampa Bay, because of Brady, respects Brady, and you saw the little chemistry they had just in that one game.
Right.
And Seattle, because, Russell Wilson going to not only hold you accountable, but Russell Wilson is also going to uplift you. I mean, he's just that type of person. And then the type of team they are with the coach, I can't think of his name right now, but with the coach, Pete Carroll, they're very, he's flamboyant. Like, they like to have fun. So I thought those are the only 2 teams that AB could go to right from at this standpoint right now, just coming back into the NFL.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for him to be in Tampa only because of his relationship with Brady, and they played together last year, like you said. I think he even stayed in Brady's house for a short period of time while he was staying there. And he lives in Florida. I think Antonio's from Florida, so it makes sense that he want to play in Florida as well, be close to home, close to his family.
Right.
Yeah, I just hope he, like you said, he act like he's supposed to act. Being a given this past season, it wasn't that he did anything. It was just seemed like Belichick was tired of answering questions about him, so he kind of got rid of him because he was always asking questions about him. But beyond that, he was a pretty good model citizen.
Yeah, they just need to ban him from social media. If they do that, they'll be fine.
Right. All right, I have one more question. I got to ask this. As a player, because we see it on TV, as a player, so that incident with Buddy Ryan and was it, I don't think it was Buddy. Kevin Gilbride. So when that happened, they're fighting, and y'all on the sidelines, y'all into the game, y'all hear about it, or y'all maybe see the end of it. What does that do for a locker room?
That had been going on almost the whole season. It started way back in training camp when Buddy came in, and our offense, the run and shoot, going against his defense, the defense that he made famous at Chicago, but it wasn't a defense that knew how to play against a spread offense. So we really used to kill him in practice, So that's where all that started, and I wish Jack Pardee would have jumped on top of that thing from the beginning and nipped it in the bud, but. That went on every day in practice. I mean, every day throughout the season, it was a defense against the offense, a defense against I'm like, wait a minute, we're on the same team. What are we doing? Our offensive linemen were getting in fights with our defensive linemen. It was kind of crazy there in training camp when we were going against each other. Once we got into the season, it wasn't as bad, but the feelings between those two never changed, between those two coaches, and it finally came out in that game when I think Kevin tried to pass the ball one more time before the half after we had just got a turnover on defense, and we could have ran the clock out because we were winning at the half, and I think the backup quarterback was in at that time, Cody Carlson, because I think I was injured that game, and he threw an interception, and Buddy just went nuts. And that's how the fight started. But, that was something that started way back in training camp.
Man, that's funny.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah, because he did it in Chicago, right? So, I just had to know that. I just wanted to know that.
Buddy Ryan was a feisty guy, man. He was the same way with Mike Ditka in Chicago.
Yeah.
They went against each other all the time.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, all right. We definitely appreciate you for coming on, man, and great stuff. And, of course, you're always welcome to come back. Once again,
anytime. Thank you guys for having me, and enjoy the games this weekend. You don't have to worry about your Falcons this weekend. They got to win already.
I know, right? We worried about the Bears. We Bears fans, so
go against them Saints.
Right.
Yeah, they got a tough one this week.
Well, all right, Mr. Warren Moon, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you once again.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. More football.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Yo, what's up? It's Allen Robinson, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, and you're here with the 3-point conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right. More of NFL on the way. First, I want to talk about the NFC West. Man, me and G hit on it just a little bit.
That's a tough division.
Yeah, it's the best division in football. Who's better?
That AFC with Baltimore and Pittsburgh and Cleveland ain't no slouch.
Yeah, but do you believe in Cleveland like that?
No.
Exactly.
Because they'll lose their next 8.
Like
that's a shout out to LA. Yeah, they'll lose their next 8.
Right. But I know Cleveland, that's a good division, but with
this
think
one
about
here,
the 49ers just went to the Super Bowl. We know Seattle's for real. LA went to Super Bowl the year before last.
Right.
And Arizona's on their way up.
Up and coming.
Yeah, so I asked G earlier, do you think all 4 can make the playoffs? I think they can, but are they going to beat each other up?
I think it's going to be 3. I think it's going to be
because
3. And I think because of what you just said, they're going to beat each other up.
Right.
But I think Seattle's coming out regardless because that game that we saw with Arizona, there's no way that Russell that's happening again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not happening again. He's not going 3 picks in a game?
Right.
Come on, man. That's not happening. So I think they definitely going to come out. But, man, Arizona, man, Kyler Murray, man, DeAndre Hopkins, man,
right.
They balling, man.
Right. And here's my thing on it. I feel like the team that people should worry about and they're playing well already and all of these injuries, the 49ers. I think that team.
Because we threw them out. We threw them out to the pastures. They wasn't supposed to do it. All these injuries. Garoppolo was out, 2 or 3 games, and they still won. They still went pretty good in those games. You know what I mean? Because they backups are good enough. And we thought that their defensive line was not going to do anything because they missing so many people.
Right.
They said, no, we still here.
And the defensive line, the starting cornerback's been out. Last week it was the starting safeties was out.
Yeah.
Or they were out. Yeah, last week when they played. No, who did they play? Who the 49ers played last week? I think they were. I know the starting cornerback was out when they played the Rams and they beat them, but I forgot who they played last week. But yet still, the 49ers are showing we serious. And remember, 49ers lost that game when Garoppolo came back. He looked horrible, but he wasn't right. He probably shouldn't have came back. He got rushed.
But everybody was throwing him away.
Yeah, and then
it was over with. They wasn't supposed to do nothing.
But in the games that he's played, without being hurt, he's played well.
But it's crazy that because of their division, they're 4-3, and they're like an afterthought. You know what I mean? No one's thinking about them, but they only 1 game out.
So right. So do you trust? So what defense do you trust? The I guess least, or do you least trust? I should say
Seattle.
So in saying that,
I feel like they got to just outscore everybody.
So in saying that, with this division, when you got the Rams, now their defense starting to look better. They're getting better. 49ers defense, I don't care who you plug in, they looking better. They looking good. And Arizona's starting to play better. So now when you add all that, of course, they got Russell Wilson. So
I think that's kind of what.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But because remember, Seattle only played 1 game in the division, and they lost that last Sunday night.
So they got plenty more games.
They still have to play San Fran. They play San Fran this week.
Rams 2 times.
They got to play the Rams still. It's just, and the funny thing is,
and to that point, did they eat up early? Did they eat them games up early? And now they got to play in their division, and what they gonna look like at that point?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And Arizona, I think, is 2-0 in the division because they've beaten. I think they've beaten the 49ers. They've beaten the 49ers and they've beaten Seattle. And G, you said earlier that you have. Who do you have coming out the West?
They beat the 49ers, but the 49ers also beat the Rams. So the 49ers sitting pretty good.
I'm picking Seattle to win the division. I mean, yeah, they may have the weakest defense, but it's hard for me to count out Russell Wilson.
Yeah, because he's going to score.
Yeah, he's going.
And DK Metcalf putting up numbers, and Lockett looking like a first ballot Hall of Famer the last 2-3 weeks.
But Lockett, this is the thing with Lockett. Lockett always have that one game where he balls out, and then the next 3 games he might have 2 in a row. Then the next 3,
it's at 2 or 3, but you're right.
Next 3 he'll be solid.
He'll have a
combined
3
catches.
receptions.
Yeah, like he always does that. So you got Seattle coming out the West?
Yeah.
I think Seattle gets it this time. I just feel like 49ers about to press them.
Hey, the 49ers done beat the Rams already.
Right.
They barely lost to Arizona, but it was first game of the season.
So who do y'all have? Let's say only 3 gets in. Who's the odd man out?
I would say the Rams.
You do?
I'm gonna say the Cardinals.
I think that I think the offense might let them down. In like a crucial game.
It don't look good. Even when they beat the Bears,
McVay's a great coach, but
yeah,
he clearly only has 6 plays.
But they work. The little, like I call it the Reggie Miller plays. They be running screens and picks and all that before the play starts.
It's like in Remember the Titans where he say he had 6 plays.
Yeah.
That's McVay's playbook.
Right.
He just switches people out to run different routes, but it's the same 6 plays.
Right, because I mean, I don't even want to say that their offense won the game the other day.
I mean, but they played against, but they played against a great defense, though.
That's a fact.
But right now, though, we talk about McVay, but it was only one season where McVay wasn't that good. That was where they didn't make it last year. But this is a team that went to Super Bowl, and the year before that they were good.
Yeah, but you know how we are. What have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? That's how we and again we looking at them. They 4-3, right?
Who? Not Seattle, but talking about the Rams.
I say 5-2.
They 5-2. 4-2 or 5. They 5-2.
They 5-2.
So I'm saying
that's a good record.
So I'm just saying I think it might be the Cardinals. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I just think the Rams are for real. I feel
like once it starts getting to 10, 11, 12, week 12, week 13, that's when your defense start doing certain things, right? Your defense start standing up, and when because your offense ain't doing this, and them 13-9 games, and I can't trust Arizona's defense.
Well, I'll say this. I'll end it right here. If they put Isaiah Simmons in, you see he's only getting like 13%.
What's happening there?
I don't know, but you see when he came in,
he got a.
He got the pick.
Yeah, like what's happening there?
I don't know.
What he the number 5 pick?
Right. I don't know.
Seems like they don't have a set position for him because he played so many positions at Clemson that I don't think they figured out what to do with him yet. That's why he's barely on.
So just don't put him in then.
Right. That's not making sense. Like they should play him. They should. But he showed last week. He made that big. I mean, it was a bad throw, a bad read, but still.
When I saw it, he's literally playing like 13% of the snaps.
Yeah, he's not.
It's ridiculous.
He's not,
and it's not like their defense is like lights out. Like
beasting.
They need help.
Right. All right. So your nosy neighbor. What's your nosy neighbor?
It's on Cam and New England. Period. They're playing the Bills. You know, they always was the cream of the crop in that division. Now they're going up against who is the cream of the crop in that division. And Cam said it last week. He can get replaced, period.
Mm-hmm.
And we already talked about it when it first happened and when he was playing good,
is
that this is a make-or-break year for Cam. And this game could be just that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a big game. And the thing is, Buffalo hasn't been playing well. They didn't score a touchdown against the Jets.
Right. So you don't want to come in here and then they blow you out or make you look bad, and they ain't been on the right page. Like Josh Allen hasn't. We were harping on him and how great he was doing in week 1, 2, and 3, how he was doing, but now it seemed like he digressed. His accuracy went back to what?
Regressed.
He regressed. Right. His accuracy went back to what it was last year or years prior. Like What happened? What happened to him?
Yeah, I think he's going through a bad stretch, and he's not getting any help with the line also.
But you know, and this is what I've listened to other quarterbacks, old quarterbacks that's been in here doing this, and they say you don't just get accuracy. You don't just learn that. Like you can have a few games, but what they saying about Josh Allen is this is who he is.
Right. My nosy neighbor watch. I'm be paying attention to that New York Jets. Kansas City game, and it's because I'm looking because I want to see what Le'Veon. Not only does what he does on the football field, I wonder if he throw the middle finger up at Gase or if he scored. I want to see what's gonna happen. Are they gonna shake hands? Are some of the players gonna shake his hand? Because some of the players was upset when he left.
Facts.
So, but I wonder what's going to happen. I really want to see how that works. If he taunts Gase or what have you, know, sometimes your energy is up, and you know Andy Reid's going to put him. He's going to let him, like he did it when they came to Atlanta. Before Vic was starting in Philly, he let Vic get in and get a touchdown. Ran a play specifically for Vic to get a touchdown. So that's Andy Reid. Andy Reid petty like that. So so I want to see what Le'Veon does. So that's my nosy neighbor watch. Do you have an upset pick? Do you have an upset pick, G?
My upset pick, if this is considered one, I'm picking the Raiders over the Browns.
I was looking at that. I was trying to figure out would it be an upset.
No, I'll give it to you.
By record, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a road. They're going into Cleveland. LA's probably hissing right now because I never picked the Browns. And no, I'm not picking them this week. So
why would you? My upset pick is the Vikings over the Packers. The reason I'm going with that because again, it's in conference.
You would.
See, he gonna say it because of course I don't like the Packers. That's why I'm doing it. So it's a number of reasons why I'm picking them. One of the first reasons because it's in conference. You know how those games are. Those games are Packers can be 7-0, and the other team, whether it's the Bears, Lions, or Vikings, they can be 0 and whatever. But when they play each other, it's a whole different ballgame. That's one of the reasons. The other reasons, man, I can't see Vikings. Are they really going to be 1-7?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you got to mention the biggest thing, the fact that the offense has been playing better, and Aaron Jones is not there, so that's why.
Right. So that's
Yeah. My upset pick is going to be Detroit over Indy. They playing in Detroit.
Is that really an upset though?
Yeah, Indy's better than them. I mean, Indy lost to Cleveland when Cleveland was playing well, and they lost the first game of the season, I think. But that was it. They've been playing well since. They defense.
The Lions ain't horrible. They 3-3. They've been fair.
No, they horrible. They played the Falcons. They should have lost that. Look who Lions beat. Like Lions was not good, but they're playing in Detroit, and you already know how it goes. G, it's gonna come. And he's gonna be beating them by 30 points, and it's gonna come down to the last drive.
It's gonna come down to where they score, where Detroit scores at the end, and Phillip Rivers has one last chance, but he's on his own 5-yard line with 30 seconds and no timeout.
No, they're gonna drop. They're gonna drop
and they're gonna
down.
kick a field goal from the 52 yard.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a 52-yard field goal
because they always come down to that last play. They'll be about to win, whether it's Detroit or the other team. I don't care who it is. So that's my upset pick.
It's only 2 late games, man.
So yeah. All right, so let's go with these picks, man. All right, so we have New Orleans, Chicago. I'm gonna go ahead and pick.
You got to leave.
I got New Orleans beating us. I'm gonna tell you why.
You need to leave.
I just don't trust Nagy. I don't trust Nagy.
You need to leave.
Allen Robinson might not play. Really, he's doubtful, so he's probably not gonna play.
You
hopefully,
need to leave,
so if he doesn't play.
You need to leave.
We don't have an offense with him. He's our best receiver. Without him, New Orleans defense is getting better. And even though New Orleans missing 15 receivers, it don't matter who you plug in that offense. They always play well. Always. The quarterback could be hurt. The running backs, it's the summer. So New Orleans beat us the last 2 times, man. I'm saying is I hope I'm wrong, so that way I will get a point. I lose a point, but hey, Chicago Bears win. But if we lose, I gang up on y'all. So that's my pick. That's what I got. So we're gonna move to the next game: Vegas or Cleveland. He's had the most to say about Cleveland, so I'm gonna go with him with this. So who do you have, and why do you have this team?
I think Cleveland gonna win. Actually, so Baker without Odell actually has been good, and that's what's gonna happen. Odell gonna be out for the season, and Baker and Cleveland gonna have this great year, right? And they gonna make it like it's because of in fault of Odell, right? It's not though. It's just the way your quarterback go about it. You know what I mean? I think Cleveland gonna win, man. I actually don't think it's gonna be close. I think they're gonna blow them out, and Baker gonna have a heck of a game. And now in the offseason, they're gonna figure out what they're gonna do with Odell. Yep.
Rams or Miami? I'm gonna let you take that one, G.
I'm picking the Rams. This is not an ideal matchup for Tua's first start. Maybe the bye week helps to give them extra time to prepare, but you don't get 2 weeks every time. But I don't think this is a great matchup for Tua. And I think that, I just think the Rams will win with defensive plays.
Especially with Donald coming up there.
All right, San Francisco, Seattle. I'm going to go with I think Seattle about to light them up. The only reason why I think it's going to be a tough game is going to be close with Seattle, but I think Seattle's going to light them up just for the simple fact because they're missing a lot of players, San Francisco, and I think with that type of offense, I think Seattle wins. And last but not least, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Just quickly, we ain't got to go just who you got, Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah.
And I forgot who I picked. What did I say?
You picked the Steelers.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, I think Steelers going to win, but I remember.
They not finna keep being undefeated.
We'll see. All right. Put the picks about the I don't know if he's putting the picks up. Gonna put
I just got D's pick.
D is just messing up everything, huh?
So y'all see it on
Sunday.
You'll see it later today.
Okay. All right. We're gonna take a quick break and we will be back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter. Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
All right, we are back inside the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And of course, we have family in the building. We have Christian McCaffrey. I'm just kidding. We have, I said it because everybody always hit me about
Always.
that. We have Dr. Donnie Fowler, the third orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. What's going on, man? How's it going?
Not much. It's been a while since I've been back here. Nice to be in person.
Yes.
Be busy.
Yeah.
They don't have surgery today.
No surgery today.
Taking care of folk.
All right. We're in Atlanta. Atlanta got their second win. I feel like their first win, but their second win against the Carolina Panthers on Thursday night.
Does it even matter?
But the wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, suffered a mid-sprain in his foot throughout the victory. They took him out, I think it was third quarter. How serious is a mid-sprain, and do you think he will miss any time?
Yeah, so I think the good news, if you've ever heard the word Liz Frank, which is kind of almost like a bad word because that's like a severe injury to the midfoot. Technically, a Liz Frank injury is a midfoot injury, but a more severe one that sometimes even needs surgery. So the fact that they're not using Liz Frank specifically means that I think it is a milder injury. You got, if you want to sound smart, you can tell people there's 26 bones in the foot, so you got a lot of tendons and ligaments that hold them together. So I don't think it's anything too serious, but with their bye coming up in 2 weeks, I'd be surprised if they tried to play him this, next weekend. My guess is he'll be out next weekend. He'll have the bye week, and then he'll be ready. That'll give him a full 3 weeks to recover.
Like you said, it don't matter. So I would definitely sit him out. I mean, I don't think they feel like they could.
So when we hear Liz Frank, that's when
if you hear Liz Frank, you start to get a little nervous when you hear that word thrown around. So
now the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones, he'll miss his second game with a strained calf injury. How serious can a calf injury be, and could he miss more games with this injury?
Yeah, I think this is one that's I'd start to get a little more nervous about if you got Aaron Jones on your fantasy team because it kind of crept up last week. I think it caught some people off guard, and now you're talking about 2 weeks not playing. So, again, we've talked, whether it be calf, hamstring, groin, these soft tissue injuries, they can linger if you don't rest them and let them heal. So, obviously, I think they're going to try to be smart and make sure he's truly 100% before they bring him back out there, but I think he's still week to week.
I think he should just sit out the year.
Yeah, me too.
That's
what I was going to say.
And I didn't know it was 28 bones in my foot either.
26.
26. That's a lot.
All right, and now New England, we've been talking about how their season just went down the drain. It looked like it is. I mean, it's still time to pick it back up.
COVID. Just blame it on COVID.
But right. But now wide receiver Julian Edelman has been listed out with an apparent knee injury, and he has a procedure done on it. I don't know if it was surgery or not. I know we were talking about it. It seems like he's been going through this for the last few weeks anyway. He's been dealing with it. Do you have any idea on what this issue could be? Because, they asked Bill Belichick, he's like, well, we're just going to have a good game. And
short sleeve, sweatshirt.
Right.
Yeah, I think he was too busy filming Subway commercials to say anything else. But this one's interesting. It's kind of this is about as hush-hush as I've kind of heard something, not really getting any information about it. So, I mean, two things come to my mind when they say knee procedure and not much else. Either they did an arthroscopic procedure and literally just went in and did a quick little cleanup, nothing major, and could be a couple weeks. Or there's potentially they did one of those stem cell growth factor type injections into his knee to try to stimulate some decreased inflammation and some healing. So I'm curious myself, but I haven't been able to find any information as to what was actually done.
Let's say he does the inflammation with what you talked about, the second part of it.
Mm-hmm.
How long would he be out with something like that?
Usually you're still going to wait about 2 weeks because it's something that you got to give time for those basically growth factors to start to work. It's not like you just have the shot like a cortisone shot and you're good to go. It's going to take a couple weeks for it to really kick in. So you're generally supposed to rest about 2 weeks after something like that before you get back into more intense exercise.
Makes sense. Now the Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin fractured his index finger and had surgery. They're already talking about he'll be back next week. Will he be able to return? We know it's not a cornerback where he can just knock the ball down and have how they had a big
the cast with the big mitt,
right.
bandaged up. Yeah, so obviously wide receiver kind of use your hands to catch. So honestly, I was kind of surprised when they said, well, he had surgery and he's only going to miss a week. So it tells me that the fracture must not have been that severe. They probably just put a couple small pins or screws in because obviously he has to have some kind of flexibility and control of his hand to be able to catch a pass, unless he's going to do the Odell every time with 3 fingers. But I don't think they lie to us. I think he's going to be out there. I'm just curious to see how effective he's going to be right away.
Do you think he held up the trainer at gunpoint because he's scared that he's gonna lose his job to AB?
Hey, if he held a trainer up, then Tyrod Taylor need to be murdering the trainer, literally.
Right.
Yeah, or the doctor.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Scotty Miller's been getting catches too. So,
But,
Godwin trying to get out there like, hey, I need the ball.
Right, but Scotty Miller,
and he haven't got paid yet either, has he? He's still on like a rookie deal.
I think so.
Yeah, he gonna be out there.
He
gonna be out
wants-
there. He gonna be out there.
He wants that. Well, all right, Doc, we appreciate you for coming on. Stay here before we close. So we were discussing what were we discussing about? We were talking about La Russa. LaRusso, like I can't understand. So
do you know how much of a dream job this is for like the MLB? Like it's a dream job. They have young talent that's good.
Right.
And you go hire a guy that's been out of baseball for 9 years and he 176 years old. It don't
And they fired, I don't know why they fired.
So I get what was happening, right? Renteria was a placement coach, right? Like he gets you to a certain point.
Right.
And I was thinking that the next would be like AJ Hinch, or he's gonna win you. It's like they got another dude to put you in, like he gonna be here for a year or two.
So let me ask you, do you all think that Dusty Baker has something to do with this? And I say that because a lot of people was writing off Baker because they felt like he was too old. The game had passed him up. Then you see what he's done with that team. Even though it's
bigger than just the game. And what I mean
I
by
understand,
it is
because we talked about
the
that.
Kaepernick,
right?
But I'm talked about with Kaepernick. Like look who's on this team. Tim Anderson, who speaks out on certain things.
No, and I get that. But I'm saying as far as why you think they hire, I'm talking about why did White Sox hire
because
him?
Reindorf didn't want to fire him in 1986.
I was say Jerry Reinsdorf is why.
Because he didn't want to fire him in 1986, and he felt like he messed up then, and he giving him a reprise.
If that's the case, why didn't we hire Phil Jackson back? Or are we going to hire Phil Jackson back now?
We might.
Because he felt bad for firing Phil Jackson.
We might. He mad from 19. First off, if you still managing and I hired you in 86 and it's 2072 now, and you still manage it or want to be part of managing, that's part of the problem right there.
You know, Sparky Anderson, remember he used to manage the Tigers. He looked like he was 99 years old, but he was only like 55. Yeah. This is different.
So
LaRussa's old.
It's so much with Reinsdorf, right? Harrelson, you know he was our GM. You know he's our announcer.
Right, yeah. I know.
Like he is always tying into something or a bit like, dude, this was your opportunity. Like he did with the Donovan hire, which was a great hire, right? Mm-hmm. He had the opportunity to make this job was great. Like everybody wants this job.
White Sox playing well and everything.
They're a great team. They got young players. They got like a good squad. And you go pick Tony La Russa. He 106.
Hey, when he walked in, when they showed a picture of him, he was with his grandchildren.
Yeah,
on his laps.
That was his great grandchildren.
Like, come on, man.
Like when it got announced, people was like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, it is time to let you all go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. And stay tuned because you might be a part of it. First, I want to give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say, to be on here to make you upset, mad, happy. You all want to give me the stop it button. I appreciate it, God. I thank you for it. I want to thank our sponsors, Ortho Atlanta. I want to thank our guests, Mr. Warren Moon. Also, family, of course, Dr. Fowler. I want to thank G. I want to thank D. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. I don't say this enough, but I really do appreciate y'all, what y'all do.
You don't.
Whatever, especially when we get peaks in late. No, I'm just kidding. No, but go ahead, D.
Shout out to everybody that always check in on us, listen to the show every week. We got a lot of people that continuously tune in. And what I've learned is that even though you don't think they tuning in, they are tuning in. A lot of people be doing it, so we appreciate that. Again, appreciate all our friends, family, and everybody always listening. And arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor, because one of them is suing her boyfriend now. So, yeah.
All right. Can I get a stop it for that, G? Not for what he said, but for the fact that he's suing Jesus.
Yeah, let's
all right.
Do that.
Stop it.
All right. So I want to thank my beautiful wife, lovely children, aunties, uncles, cousins, grandparents, parents, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, play cousins. Also, I want to thank shout out to Mike Patton, man. Like I said, appreciate you. Vince, Derek, who else? Jason, Lashley. Also, Dwayne Chambers, a.k.a. Simha the Barber. Special shout out to Elaine for coming in. Appreciate you. Happy birthday, Kyle. Happy birthday, Lulu. All right, so make sure you love family. Let family know that you love them. Appreciate them. Love them while they're still alive. Eat good. Watch some sports.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, I guess.
Happy Halloween.
I was raised, we had to do a hallelujah party, so we had to go to church. We couldn't do
it. Man, I used to have so much candy.
We couldn't do it. We had to do the hallelujah party with
thought about doing it today. I
candy corn and all of that. But anyway, next week for the show.
That explains so much.
Doesn't it? Everything. Hallelujah
same
party.
Time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense.
You having a hallelujah party tonight?
Nah. Until next week. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3 Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.